Hello YouTube, and welcome to a very special edition of the Vinyl Disc-Overy Show. As always, the Vinyl Disc-Overy Show is all about the pressing, the packaging, the printing, any kind of special inserts, posters. I'll say this because I get a lot of comments about it. This show is not about anything to do with the music itself, recorded on any of the records shown in the Vinyl Disc-Overy Show. If you want to hear about the music, you can find that in my other series, my Vinyl Inbox series. I talk about the music a bit, and then I talk about the music more in depth in my Vinyl Survivor series. I do suggest that you subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more about the music on any of these records, because I do talk about that, just not in this show. This show is all about the pressing, the packaging, the printing, anything as far as the physical media itself. And I wanted to do a sort of a special episode here, and as you see here on the table here, I have two different editions of Blows Against the Empire by Paul Kantner, featuring Grace Slick, Jerry Garcia, David Crosby, Mickey Hart, among others. Really great star-studded cast here. Paul Kantner of Jefferson Starship. This is a very cool space rock album, and I was recently showing this early pressing of the album in an episode of my Vinyl Survivor series, and I was going on and on about how much I love this album. This was my first listen to this album on this particular copy here on vinyl. It's pretty, as you can see here, it's a little bit of a rough copy. But I really enjoyed the album, and as I was doing research and adding this to my database, I was researching this a bit more, seeing what other options I had to get a nicer copy of this. And what I discovered was that this was actually reissued for Record Store Day, Black Friday this year in 2020. So I thought, all right, awesome. That's perfect. I'll see if I can pick one of those up. Just to have sort of a modern, nice repressing of it. And this is it. It just arrived a few days ago. Definitely was delayed this during this holiday season. This thing went all over the country, it looks like, but finally made it here to the house. It looks like it's safe and sound. So I want to do a special edition where I'm comparing the two copies of this I have, and just see what they did with this reissue. See how close it compares to the original, or an early pressing of this at least. I don't know if this is actually a first pressing, but it's definitely a vintage sort of the time period pressing. So we'll go ahead and just show this in more detail. Front cover artwork here, very beautiful artwork. I think Grace Slick did the artwork on this, or some of the artwork. I'm not sure exactly. The back cover here features some more artwork, lots and lots of artwork featured in this record. I'll go ahead and show you the gatefold here. The gatefold features this really cool foil insert with lots more artwork. I'm hoping they kept the foil on the inside. I don't have too much hope that it's going to be there, but I'm really hoping they did, because this is really neat, and I'd love to see a nice clean version of this with the foil. But it's great artwork nonetheless, and so that is that. This does feature not only a printed inner sleeve, but also a booklet, so we'll go over that real quick. So here is the original printed inner sleeve from this early edition of the album. Lots and lots of artwork, as I said. And then this is the original booklet. We'll go ahead and flip through this as well, just to give you an idea of what an original looks like before we move on to the new version. So here we have track titles, all the different people that performed, lyrics, of course, more artwork. Really nice, really nicely done album. The music is excellent, and the artwork itself is amazing too. This is one of those ones where you just want to sit down and listen to the music and look at the pictures and read along with the lyrics, and it's just an awesome album. Great artwork. So there is the insert, or the booklet that came with the original. And then this is the original pressing on RCA stereo. Yellow label there. And even though the jacket on this copy is pretty rough, the vinyl itself is in pretty good condition, so glad I was able to listen to it pretty well. was a good sounding copy. So yeah, that's it for what an original looks like, and now we're going to get into the reissue here from Record Store Day and see how it compares. So we'll focus in on here on this Record Store Day edition, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Blows Against the Empire. 180 gram, 1 LP on green marble vinyl. Guest people, and then limited edition of 3,000. I do not see a number anywhere on the jacket here, so I don't think these are numbered, but supposedly it's limited to 3,000 copies of this album. So the original cover art is the same, and the color reproduction is quite well when compared to this original I have here. Matches quite nicely, although obviously less ring wear on there, so that's nice. And then we'll flip over to the back side here, take a look at that. For the most part, the back side is the same as far as the artwork. It's nice that they didn't do any kind of censorship or anything of the artwork on the back here. You do unfortunately get a printed on barcode on this reissue, and then you get a bit of detail about the record label and stuff on the back here. And then this reissue also features a track listing printed on the back, where the original did not have that. So that's how those two compare. So let's get the shrink wrap off of here and take a further look inside. Okay, so there it is out of the shrink wrap. So I guess we'll go ahead and open up and see if we get foil inside or just regular. I'm guessing regular. Yeah, that is the case here. So here is what the reissue looks like. Instead of foil in the background, they just black on white, and it's actually it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. It definitely pops really nicely, which is nice. Would I prefer to have the foil insert? Sure, yeah, that would be perfect to have that close of a reproduction, but this wasn't real expensive, so that was nice. Let's see what we have as far as any inserts here on this first side. Okay, so this first insert we have here just gives a bit about the publishing and thanks kind of thing. An essay that talks about the album itself and this 50th anniversary reissue, I'm guessing. So this insert here, so this 12 by 12 insert is a reproduction of what was in this original booklet. So unfortunately they didn't do a booklet, that's kind of unfortunate. You know, it wouldn't have been too difficult to do something like this, I don't think, you know, but I mean, I guess, yes, it is going to be cheaper just to do one printed sheet here. But having this booklet style here from the original, and also this is color and this is not. It's also another thing to make note of. Yeah, here's the, kind of see this is the representation of this page here, which is color, and this is black and white. So yeah, that's a little bit of a disappointment as well. Probably one reason why I will be keeping this original copy I have. So we're going to move on to the vinyl itself here. Pull it out. So there is the inner sleeve. Looks like there may be and yes, there is a download code for this album as well from We Are Vinyl. Okay, so here we have the inner sleeve. This is the new one. This is the original, and from what I can tell, it's exactly the same, albeit a little less yellowed from age, of course. This side here, again, looks pretty well the same. Not any drastic differences anyway. So let's look at the vinyl itself. Oh, wow. That is a really, really pretty vinyl. Wow. I'll try to get you some shots of this backlit as B-roll so you can see that. Very, very pretty vinyl. Again, we have this RCA yellow label, so very similar to the original label, which is nice. We look at the dead wax here, and we have an MPO logo in the dead wax. So this was pressed at MPO in France. I've had good experience with MPO pressings. And this was mastered by Daniel Krieger at SST in Frankfurt, Germany. That's who did the mastering on this particular one. I do not know if this was done from original analog tapes or whether this was brought into the digital world. But yeah, really nice looking pressing. As I said, if you want to know about what this sounds like, the music on it in general, that'll be in other episodes. This is just a look at the pressing itself and the printing and all that kind of stuff. And we will get this on the scale real quick, as we like to do, just to check it. Thinking this is 180 gram vinyl. I scale into gram mode here and zeroed out. And we're just looking at 192 grams on this particular one. Definitely a nice heavyweight piece of vinyl. So there you have it, a 2020 Record Store Day Black Friday edition of Blows Against the Empire versus an original 1970 pressing of Blows Against the Empire. Some differences, some similarities. Overall, I'm pretty happy with what they did. They did a nice job for what the pricing on this was. As I said, it was very reasonably priced for a Record Store Day title, I thought. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Vinyl Disc-Overy Show. Thank you for tuning in. As I said, if you want to hear more about the music and other things I talk about here on the channel, please subscribe so you can be kept up to date with future episodes. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, a great night. Remember, there is no bad music, only music you don't like. We'll see you again next time. Cheers.